Toyin found out 3 things that morning that would wreck her well-planned life. First, she had a baby inside her. Second, the dad wasn't just some guy she met at a fancy party. He was Kong Jae-hun, the youngest and scariest mafia boss in Seoul. And third, he just walked into her small apartment without knocking, locked the door after him, and said words that made her super scared. "You're having my kid. That means you're mine now." Toyin stood still in her kitchen, still holding the test that said yes from 20 minutes ago. Her heart pounded hard as she looked at the guy who should have been a mistake she could forget. One night of wild fun she was trying hard to forget. 6 weeks. It had been 6 weeks since the mask party. 6 weeks since she bumped into a guy with a mask and felt sparks fly through her body. 6 weeks since she woke up alone in a fancy top-floor room with just the memory of his hands on her. But Jae-hun didn't seem like someone to forget. Not with those dark eyes that watched her every move like a hunter. Not with the black tattoos going up his neck. Korean letters she couldn't read, mixed with dragon parts that went under his shirt. Not with how he took over her space like he owned it. Owned her. "How did you—" Her voice broke. "How did you even get in here?" He turned his head toward the door. "Your landlord was very helpful. You paid him off. I told you," he said quietly, stepping closer until she could smell his fancy scent. "Pricey dark, bergamot, and cedar. You're mine. I always know where my stuff is." Her back hit the counter. "No place to go. I don't belong to you," she whispered, hating how her body acted weird, how her skin remembered his touch, how warmth built down low even with the fear, how her hands wanted to grab him while her brain yelled danger. Jae-hun leaned close, his hands on the counter by her hips, trapping her. His voice got low and rough, giving her chills down her back. "You didn't belong to me 6 weeks ago." But now his eyes went to her flat belly, and something wild and strong showed in them. "Now you're having my heir, and I keep safe what's mine, even if you hate me for it." Toyin's hands squeezed into fists, her mom's words ringing in her head. "Never let a guy think he owns you. Oh me. You can't just pack your things." He cut in, standing straight, all business now, cold, in charge. "You're moving to my top-floor place tonight. No arguing. I'm not going anywhere with you." He took something from his jacket, a folder, and put it on her counter next to the jollof rice she'd made last night. Photos fell out. Pictures of her going to work, getting coffee at that spot in Itaewon, laughing with work friends outside the hotel kitchen. And in every photo, there was a red circle around someone in the back. Different people, different spots, same scary vibe. Her stomach sank. Cold sweat started on her hands. "You have enemies now," Jae-hun said softly. "My enemies. They know about the baby. They know about you. And they will use you to get to me." Her chest got tight, ribs pressing on her lungs. Why would they? Because in my world, an heir means power, and power means people will kill for it. His jaw got hard, a muscle moving under the tattoo on his neck. "You have 2 choices, Toyin. Come with me and live, or stay here and hope they are nice before they shoot you." She put her hand on her belly, guarding it without thinking. The apartment suddenly felt too tiny, too open, the windows too easy to reach, every shadow a danger. "Why do you even care?" she asked, voice cracking. "You don't know me. One night doesn't mean it means everything." The strong look in his eyes took her breath. "That baby inside you is mine. You are mine. And I don't care if you hate me, fear me, or curse my name every day for the rest of your life." He stepped closer, and she could feel the warmth from him, could see the small shake in his fingers, the only break in his calm. "You are mine now, Pak." She wanted to fight, wanted to tell him to go away, but her hands were shaking, and her mind kept seeing those photos. Strangers watching her, moving around her like food. But here's what Toyin didn't know yet. The guy in her kitchen wasn't just giving safety. He was giving a jail, and the bars, they were made of something way more scary than metal. Wondering if Toyin will make it in this scary world, or if Jae-hun's crazy want will wreck them both. Subscribe now, because the real trouble is just starting. "I have a job," she said weakly. "A visa I can't just handle." He took out his phone, typed fast. Your boss has been paid off. Your visa made longer forever with my help. Your mum in Houston will get money tomorrow morning, enough to pay for your sister's school. Toyin's chest got tight, anger burning hot and sharp. You checked on my family, I checked on everything. His eyes got a bit soft, just a little, but enough to make her breath stop. I know you send money home each month. I know your mum works 2 jobs at the hospital. I know your sister, Foluk, wants to study medicine, but can't pay for it. He stopped. Let me take care of you, all of you. It should have felt like a trick, like a fancy cage being built around her, but gosh, it felt like a break. This is crazy, she whispered. Yes, he didn't say no, but you're out of time to talk about it. As if on cue, his phone buzzed. He looked at the screen and his face went dark, deadly. The room felt 10 degrees colder. They're moving faster than I thought. He grabbed her wrist, soft but strong. We're leaving now. Wait, I need to now, Toyin. The rush in his voice cut her waiting. She grabbed her bag, her passport, the small wooden elephant her dad had made before he died. His hand stayed on her lower back as he led her to the door, and she hated how safe that touch made her feel. In the hallway, 2 guys in dark suits waited, faces blank, hands together. Jae-hyun spoke to them in fast Korean, his voice short and bossy. They bowed a bit and walked beside them as they went. Who are they? She asked as they went down the stairs, her chef shoes making noise on the concrete. My guys. And who are you really? He didn't answer until they got to the underground parking. A black Mercedes waited, engine running soft. He opened the door for her, and when she waited, his fingers touched her cheek, so soft it made her heart skip. I'm the guy who will burn this city down before I let anyone touch you, he said quietly, his thumb along her jaw. Remember that. She got in the car, leather cool on her skin, and as Jae-hyun closed the door after her, Toyin saw her face in the dark window. She looked scared, she looked stuck, but worst of all, she looked like she was already his. And maybe, just maybe, she'd been his since the moment their eyes met 6 weeks ago at that mask party when a masked stranger caught her before. She fell and whispered in her ear, "Stay with me tonight." She should have said no then, but she hadn't. And now there was no way out. Not from him, not from the life growing inside her, and for sure not from the fight she'd just been pulled into. The top floor place wasn't what Toyin thought. She'd pictured cold stone, plain white walls, the kind of empty fancy that yelled money but said nothing. Instead, warm light spread over dark wood floors. Big windows from floor to top showed the shiny Seoul skyline, Namsan Tower sticking up in the night like a watcher. Old Korean art hung next to new weird pieces, and in the corner, she saw something that made her breath stop. A small shelf with books by Nigerian writers, Achebe, Adichie, and Emezi. He'd been planning this. Your room is down the hall, Jae-hyun said, taking off his jacket. The move showed more tattoos, dragons twisting down his arms, their scales done in fine detail. Mine is across from yours. Separate rooms. The question came out before she could stop it. His eyes got darker, something wanting showing in them. Did you want to share mine? Heat filled her cheeks. No, I just thought you thought I'd force you into my bed. He stepped closer and she heard the edge in his voice. I'm many things, Toyin, but I'm not that. She wrapped her arms around herself, suddenly knowing how thin her chef clothes were, how his eyes followed her move, how the air between them felt full, like sparks, the same way it had 6 weeks ago when his hands had touched every bit of her skin. Why the books? She asked, changing topic. Because you're staying simple, total, and you'll need something you know while you get used to it. Get used to being your prisoner. You mean? His jaw got tight. My wife. The word hit her like a hit, her chest squeezed, ribs pressing hard. Excuse me, we're getting married. He said it like talking about whether publicly, by law, it's the only way to keep you and the baby safe. No, the word came out choked. No way, you can't. Just her hands shook as she pressed them to her head. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you except you're apparently a bad guy. who followed me for 6 weeks, and then saved your life tonight. His voice went cold. Those guys around you, they weren't going to wait much longer. That doesn't mean I'm going to marry you. Her voice got louder, fear finally breaking out. Marriage? Are you crazy? I have a life, a plan. I was supposed to go home in 2 months, and plans change. Not like this. They don't. She backed away, needing space, needing air. This is taking me away. This is keeping safe. He didn't follow her, but his being filled the room anyway. You think you have a choice, but you don't. Not anymore. The moment you got my child, you became a target. So what? You just own me now. Yes. No waiting. No sorry. That's exactly what I'm saying. Her nails dug into her hands. She wanted to yell, to throw something, to run. But where would she run to? She was stuck, and he knew it. A door opened behind them, breaking the heavy air. A woman came in. 50s nice eyes, old-style hanbok in deep blue. She bowed a bit to Jaehyun, then smiled warm at Toyun. "This is Mrs. Kang," Jaehyun said, his voice getting soft. "She'll help you with anything you need. She doesn't speak much English, but 안녕하세요," Toyun said quietly, bowing even with everything. Mrs. Kang's face got bright. She answered in fast Korean, moving her hands a lot, and Toyun felt the warmth in her voice, even if she couldn't get the words. "She says you're too skinny," Jaehyun said for her. Something almost like fun showed on his face. "And that women with babies need to eat. She's making you myok seaweed soup. It's old way for mums to be." Toyun's throat got tight. This stranger was showing her more mum care than she'd felt in years. "Tell her, 감사합니다." Mrs. Kang squeezed her hands soft, then went to the kitchen. The moment she left, the heavy air came back. "You can't keep me here forever," Toyun said. "Watch me." He went to the bar cart, poured himself whiskey. Didn't give her any because of the baby. She got it. "You'll marry me. You'll smile for the cameras. You'll make my world think you're mine by choice. And if I refuse, you won't." He took a slow drink, eyes always on hers. "Because if they think for 1 second that you're here against your will, they'll act like your helpers, save you." And then his voice got deadly. "Then they'll kill you, and cut my child from your belly before you can even scream." Cold filled her blood. "You're lying." "I wish I was." He turned to face her all the way, and for the first time, she saw something besides control in his eyes. Fear. "My world doesn't have kindness, Toyun. It has hunters and food. And right now, you're food carrying something they want." What Toyun didn't get yet was that Jaehyun wasn't making it up. In 72 hours, someone would try to kill her. Someone in his own group. Someone he trusted. "I need air," she whispered. "The balcony alone." Something showed on his face, but he nodded. 5 minutes. She went to the balcony. Seoul's night air cool on her hot skin. The city spread below. Millions of lights. Millions of people with normal lives. She put her hand on her belly. "I'm sorry," she whispered to the life inside her. "I'm so sorry." "Don't say sorry for staying alive." She turned. Jaehyun stood in the doorway, light behind him. "I wasn't supposed to want you," he said quietly, moving next to her. That night was supposed to be nothing, a way to forget. His hands held the railing, knuckles white. "But then you laughed, and I forgot how to breathe." Her heart skipped. Don't what? Don't act like this is about feelings. This is about control, about owning me." Yes, he didn't say no, but that doesn't make it less true. He turned to her, and the strong look in his eyes took her breath. "I am crazy about you. I think about you every minute I'm awake. I dream about you." His jaw got tight. "I know it's bad. I know it's wrong, but I can't stop. You're mine, Toyun. You've been mine since the moment you bumped into me." She should have been scared. Instead, warmth built down low. Bad, unwanted warmth. "This isn't love," she whispered. "No," he agreed, his hand coming up to hold her face. "It's something way more scary." His thumb touched her lower lip, and she felt that touch all over. Her fast heart, her shaking knees, the ache between her legs that remembered him too well. "I should hate you," she breathed. "You should his forehead pressed on hers, close enough to feel his breath, not close enough to kiss. But you don't. Not all the way. Her hands grabbed his shirt, stuck between pulling him near and pushing him off. You're impossible. I know. His phone buzzed once, twice. He didn't care. His focus all on her, on the way her pulse jumped in her neck, the way her breathing got fast. The phone buzzed again, not stopping. He said a bad word softly in Korean, pulling back just enough to check the screen. His face went from warm to killer in seconds. What? She asked. Get inside now. His hand found her lower back already, leading her to the door. What's happening? Someone's coming. He took out another phone, this one she hadn't seen before, and gave orders in fast Korean. Someone I didn't invite. They'd just got into the living room when the private elevator dinged. Jae-hun moved in front of her right away, his body a wall between her and what was coming. The doors opened, and the prettiest woman Toyin had ever seen stepped out. Fancy dress, perfect makeup, and eyes that said murder. She looked at Jae-hun first, her smile sharp like a knife. Then her eyes went to Toyin, and the room felt 10 degrees colder. Jae-hun, she said in Korean-sounding English. Aren't you going to tell me who your guest is? Get out, Mio. His voice was cold, pure, deadly cold. Mio laughed, a sound like glass breaking. Oh, I don't think so. Not until I meet the woman who thinks she can take what's mine. She moved toward Toyin, and Jae-hun's hand shot out, grabbing her wrist. Touch her, and I'll break every bone in your body. Mio's smile got bigger, still so guarding. It's almost cute. She turned back to Toyin, looking her up and down with total hate. So, you're the nobody, having his kid out of marriage. Toyin's hands squeezed into fists. Excuse me, did he tell you about me? Mio turned her head, face mocking. Did he tell you we were set to marry? That I was supposed to be his wife? That I was supposed to give him heirs? Her voice got mean. Or did he just bed you, and forget to say he already had someone waiting? The words hit, like hits. We were never set to marry, Jae-hun said, his voice deadly still. Your dad suggested a team-up. I said no. You said no after you got what you wanted from me. I never wanted anything from you. Mio's perfect face broke, anger filling it. She looked at Toyin again, and this time there was nothing but hate in her eyes. Enjoy him while you can, she said softly, because women who get close to Kong Jae-hun don't tend to live very long. And with that, she turned and went back to the elevator, her shoes clicking on stone. The doors closed. Quiet. Toyin's legs gave up. She sat on the closest chair, her whole body shaking. She's the one, she whispered. Isn't she the one who's been trying to kill you? Jae-hun's jaw got tight. Yes, and now she knows about me. About the baby. Yes. Toyin looked up at him, fear and anger fighting in her chest. How long do I have before she tries to kill me too? His quiet was answer enough. Morning came with the smell of something Toyin didn't think of. Jollof rice. She'd barely slept. Maybe 2 hours total. Her mind going with Mio's threats and the heavy stuff crashing on her. But that smell pulled her from the window seat where she'd finally napped, wrapping her like a memory from home. She found Mrs. Kong in the kitchen, moving rice from boxes into a pot, adding her own stuff, extra spices, fixing the heat. The older woman looked up and smiled, pointing a lot at the stove. For you, she said in slow English, then went into fast Korean that Toyin couldn't get but knew anyway. You need to eat. The baby needs to eat. Toyin's throat got tight. You're making jollof rice. Mrs. Kong smiled big and nodded, putting a big scoop on a plate. She'd even added fried plantains on the side, made fresh this morning. How did you? Voice broke. I told her. She turned. Jae-hun stood in the doorway, dressed in a sharp black suit, but looking as tired as she felt. His eyes were red, jaw tight with stress. He was trying to hide. I had it brought last night from a Nigerian spot in Itaewon, he said. Mrs. Kong wanted to add her touch this morning. Make it fresh for you. Something broke in Toyin's chest. This woman, this stranger, had got up early to warm and fix her home food, because a mafia boss asked her to, because even with everything, he was trying. Thank you, she whispered to Mrs. Kong, putting her hand on her heart. Kamsahamnida. Mrs. Kong's eyes got wet. She squeezed Toyin's hand, said something soft in Korean, then left, giving them alone time. Quiet filled the kitchen. You didn't sleep, Jae-hun noticed. Neither did you. Toyon sat at the counter, the plate of food in front of her. Her belly made noise, giving her away even with everything. What were you doing all night? Making the building safe, changing codes, checking backgrounds on everyone who's been in this top floor place in the last 6 months. He took a long drink of coffee, and she saw the small shake in his hand, making sure Mio can't surprise us again. Can she surprise us? Not anymore. His voice had total sure. I've made security 3 times more. No one gets within 50 feet of you without me knowing. Toyin took a bite of rice, and the taste burst on her tongue. Home. Safe. Her mom's kitchen. Tears came to her eyes before she could stop. It's good, Jae-hun asked, watching her close. It's perfect. She wiped her eyes fast. It tastes like home. Something soft showed on his face. That was the goal. They sat in nice quiet while she ate, and Toyin got that this was the first food in weeks that didn't make her sick. The first time since finding the baby that food tasted like more than paper. I have something for you, Jae-hun said. When she'd done, he took a small box from his pocket, put it on the counter between them. Her heart skipped. If that's a ring, it's not. He pushed the box to her. Open it. Inside was a phone. Fancy, pricey, already on. Your mom's number is in it, he said. Your sister's, too. You can call them anytime. No rules. Toyon looked at the phone, then at him. You're letting me call home. You're not a prisoner, Toyin. He said it soft, like he was telling himself too. You're under safety. There's a difference, is there? But her fingers were already holding the phone, grabbing it like a rope. Yes, he stood, going to the window with his coffee. Morning light cut across his side, showing the tired lines on his face. A prisoner would be locked in a room, watched, controlled. You have freedom here within limits. Within limits, meaning I can't leave. Would you? He turned to look at her, and the open feeling in that question took her breath. If I opened that elevator right now and told you to go, would you? Toyin opened her mouth to say yes. Of course, yes. But the words stuck because Mio's face came in her mind, those cold eyes, that promise of hurt, and she remembered the photos, strangers around her, waiting. I don't know, she said. True. At least you're honest. He put his cup down careful. I have meetings today. Business that can't wait. But Mrs. Kang will be here. And there are guards all over the building. I don't want guards hanging around. They won't hang, but they'll be near. No talking about it. Until I know exactly who told your spot to Mio, I can't take risks. What neither of them knew yet was that the tell came from inside, from someone Jae-hun trusted fully, and that person was watching them. Right now, telling every word back to the woman who wanted Toyon dead. How long? Toyin asked. How long do I have to live like this? I don't know. The true hurt more than a lie. But I'm working on it. Mio's dad. He's the key. If I can make him see she's become a problem. You mean if you can prove she killed that girl? Ji-woo. His hands squeezed into fists. Yes, and if you can't prove it, then we do this the hard way, which is you don't want to know. She probably didn't. But she was starting to get that. Not knowing wouldn't keep her safe. Not in his world. I want to learn Korean, she said sudden. For real, not just words. Surprise showed on his face. Why? Because if I'm stuck here, I want to get what people are saying. She stopped. I want to get you when you speak it. Something open showed on his face. I'll get a teacher. She can start tomorrow. And I want to cook. The words came quicker now, from desperate need for control. I'm a chef. I need to do something with my hands or I'll go crazy. The kitchen is yours. He pointed around them. Mrs. Kang will be happy. She's been trying to teach me for years. You can't cook. I can order food out very well. A hint of a smile. Does that count? Even with everything, the danger, the fear, the wild spot, Toyan laughed, real and surprised, and so not expected it made them both stop. "There it is," he said soft. That laugh, the air changed. Full, he crossed the kitchen slow, giving her time to move away. She couldn't. Her body remembered him too well. Remembered how his hands felt, how he'd said her name. "I need to tell you something," he said, stopping just close enough she could feel his warmth. "About that night, the party." Her pulse jumped. "What about it?" "I didn't plan it." His hand came up, putting hair behind her ear. The move was so soft it made her hurt. "There had been a try to kill me an hour before. Poison in my drink. I was shook, needed air. And then you bumped into me." Toyin remembered the wine cart falling, her grab for balance, his arms catching her before she hit. "You looked at me like I'd saved you," he went on, voice rough. "Not like I was dangerous, just thankful. And I thought maybe for one night I could be just a guy." His thumb along her cheek. "Not a boss, not a target, just someone who wanted to know your name." "You never asked my name that night," she whispered. "I know, because if I knew it, you'd become real. And if you were real," his forehead pressed on hers, "I'd never be able to let you go." Her hands found his chest, meaning to push him off, but her fingers held his shirt instead, holding tight. "This is crazy," she breathed. "I know. We're strangers. We made a life together." His hand went to her belly, guarding, owning, super soft. "That makes us more than strangers." She should fight, should pull away. But his hand on her belly felt like a promise. "One thing," she said. "Anything. If we're doing this marriage, I need truth. No more hidden stuff. No more choices without." He kissed her soft and hurting tender, like he was trying to remember her mouth, like she was special. His Toyan's fight fell apart. Her hand went into his hair and he made a sound against her mouth, a sound of relief and want. Then his phone buzzed in his pocket. Once, twice, 3 times. He pulled back, breathing hard, and checked the screen. His face went from warm to deadly in seconds. "What?" Toyon asked, fear going up her back. He made a call, spoke fast Korean, his voice short, mad. When he hung up, his jaw was tight enough to break. "Your apartment," he said, careful. "There was a fire early this morning before light. The world shifted. What? Someone started it on purpose." His hands held the counter on both sides of her. "My guys were watching it. That's how we know. They called it in." But he stopped. "Everything's gone, Toyin. They made sure." "Why?" Her voice came out choked. "Why? Would because they want you to know there's no place to run, no life to go back to." His eyes burned with anger. "They're telling you that you belong here now with me." Her hands shook. Everything she had, her clothes, her photos, the wooden elephant from her dad, gone, made ash by someone who wanted to trap her. "Who did this?" she whispered. "I don't know yet." The promise in his voice was dark, total, "but I will find out. And when I do," his hand held her face. "No one threatens what's mine and lives to talk about it." And even with the fear in her blood, even with the total crazy of everything, Toyon got something scary. She believed him. Worse, part of her wanted him to do it. 3 weeks had changed everything. Toyan stood in the top-floor kitchen, hands deep in dough for chin-chin, while Mrs. Kang watched with interest. The older woman had been teaching her Korean food. Kimchi, jjigae, japchae, tteokbokki, and Toyin had been giving back with Nigerian dishes. Like this, Toyin showed, cutting the dough into small squares. "Then we fry them until golden." Mrs. Kong nodded happy, already heating oil in the pan. 3 weeks since the apartment fire. 3 weeks of Korean lessons with a tutor. 3 weeks of slowly, scarily starting to feel like this top-floor place was home. 3 weeks of Jae-hun looking at her like she was the only thing worth keeping safe. He'd been different lately, nicer. He'd started eating breakfast with her, teaching her Korean words while she taught him Yoruba. He'd had her books sent from Houston. He'd even laughed last week when she'd said a bad word at him in Yoruba, after he'd taken the last puff. And the touches, gosh, the touches, easy brushes in the hall, his hand on her lower back, fingers staying when he gave her coffee. Nothing pushy, nothing asking, just always there, a steady note that he was around. "You happy?" Mrs. Kong asked, pointing at Toyin's face. Toyin got, she was smiling. "I may be." Mrs. Kong grinned and went back to frying. The wedding was in 2 weeks. They'd moved it back. Jae-hun's idea. "You should want to marry me," he'd said one night. "Not just say yes because you're scared." Her phone buzzed. A text from Jae-hun. "Dinner tonight. Just us. I'm cooking." She laughed. "You can't cook." "I've been practicing. Meet me on the roof at 7. Her heart did something silly and jumpy. What Toyin didn't know was that tonight would be the last calm time she'd have, because the person she'd come to trust was about to turn on her. And before the night ended, she'd watch Jae-hun kill for her. The rooftop took her breath. Fairy lights hung across the space, making everything in warm gold light. A table set for 2, and Jae-hun stood by a grill you can move, looking great in jeans and a black t-shirt that showed every tattoo on his arms. "You came," he said, relief in his voice. "You're really cooking." She went closer. "Should I worry?" "Probably." He flipped something bulgogi. "But I had help. Mrs. Kong got everything ready. I'm just not burning it." The food was really good, better than good. "You've been hiding this," she said. "This is yummy." Pride showed on his face. "I wanted to give you something normal. No guards, no threats, just this." Her chest got tight. "This is nice. Is it enough?" He put down his chopsticks. "To make you want to stay, not because you have to, because you want to." "I don't know yet," she said. "True, but I'm getting there." Hope showed on his face. "That's all I can ask." "My sister called today," Toyin said. "Fuluk, she got into medical school. The one I'm paying for." "Yes." She looked at him. "Thank you. Your family matters to you. That makes them matter to me." His fingers found hers across the table. "I take care of what's mine." Her throat got tight. "Why do you care so much?" "Because you're mine." His thumb made circles on her hand. "I don't know how to do this. Be normal, soft, but I'm trying for you." "I know," she whispered. "I see it." "And is it working?" "Yes," she said. "It's working." The smile on his face was pure, happy. He stood pulling her up with him, and then his hands were on her waist and her arms around his neck, and they were moving to music that wasn't there. "There's no music," she said on his chest. "Don't need it." His breath warm on her head. "Just need you." They danced in the fairy lights. Soul below them. The world just this. His heartbeat on hers. The baby between them that brought them together. "Toyin," he said soft. If something happens, if things go bad, I need you to promise me you'll run." Her belly sank. "What things? What's wrong?" "Nothing." Just he pulled back to look at her. "Promise me you'll run if I tell you to." Jae-hun. His phone buzzed. Once, twice, not stopping. He said bad words, checking the screen. His face went from soft to deadly in seconds. "What?" Toyin asked. Bad feeling in her belly. Security alert. He was already moving, pulling her to the door. "We need to get you down now." They'd just got to the elevator when the lights went out. Backup lights came on. Dim red that made everything shadows. "I've got you." He took out his gun and put himself in front of her. Someone cut the power. The elevator opened. Jae-hun's guys were there, guns out. "Report," Jae-hun said sharp in Korean. Whatever they said made his face go pale. "What?" Toyin asked. "Tae-jin," he said quiet. "He's gone." Took the security codes with him. The name hit her like a hit. Tae-jin, the nice guy who'd helped her, who'd smiled. "He's working for Mio, has been for months." His phone buzzed again. He looked and said bad words. "He's let her people in the building." A boom shook the building. The force threw Toyin on Jae-hun's chest. His arms wrapped her, keeping her safe as the world shook. When the dust stopped, alarms screamed. "Basement," Jae-hun told his guys. "Get her to the tunnel." No. Toyin grabbed his shirt. "I'm not leaving you. You promised." "I didn't promise anything." Gunshots started below them. Jae-hun kissed her hard, desperate, like goodbye. "Run," he whispered on her lips. Then he was pushing her to the stairs, to his guys, to safety. Toyin ran down the stairs, her shoes hitting concrete, her breath in scared gasps. 2 guards beside her, moving fast, weapons up behind her. More gunshots, yelling the sounds of fighting. They got to the basement. The door opened hard. The guards went first, checking spots. "Clear," one said. Toyin stepped into the hall and stopped. Tae-jin stood 20 feet away, gun up, pointed right at her belly, at the baby. Her hands moved without thinking, covering her tummy, guarding what she could. "I'm sorry," Tae-jin said, and he almost sounded real. His face was hurt, bleeding, but Mio pays better than being loyal. The guards raised their guns, but Tae-jin shook his head. "You shoot, I shoot. We all know whose bullet is faster." His eyes never left Toyin. "Tell them to lower their guns." "Don't," Toyin whispered, her whole body shaking. "Don't listen to him. Lower them," Tae-jin said again, "or I put a bullet in that baby right now." The guards waited. "Please," Toyin's voice broke. "Please, there's a baby. I'm having a baby. You don't have to." "I know." His finger went to the trigger. "That's exactly why Mia wants you dead. No air, no power, no reason for Jae-hun to say no to her anymore." Time went slow. Toyin saw his finger tighten, saw the gun end, saw her death in his eyes. A gunshot boomed, but the pain didn't come. Tae-jin's eyes got big. Blood spread on his chest, a perfect spot right over his heart. He fell, gun hitting the concrete. Toyin couldn't breathe, couldn't move. Couldn't. Jae-hun stepped over Tae-jin's body, gun still up, face with blood. His look was killing, cold, deadly, no mercy at all. He'd killed him without waiting, without kindness for her. "Touch her," Jae-hun said, soft to the dead body. "And this is what happens." Then his eyes found Toyin, and something broke in that cold face. Fear, relief, raw, desperate feeling. "Are you hurt?" His hands on her face, her arms checking for hurts. "Did he touch you?" "Did he?" "You killed him." Her voice sounded far weird. "You just, yes. No, sorry. No bad feeling. And I'd do it again. I'd kill anyone who threatens you." She should have been shocked, should have pulled away from the blood on his hands, the fighting in his eyes. Instead, her legs gave up. He caught her, pulling her on his chest, his heart pounding under her ear. "I've got you," he whispered in her hair. "I've got you. You're safe. He was going to kill our baby." The words came out broken. "He was going to, I know." His arms got tighter around her. "But he's dead now. He can't hurt you. No one can hurt you." She looked up at him, at the guy who'd just killed for her, who'd stepped over a dead body like nothing, who held her like she was the best thing ever. "This is your world," she whispered. "This is what you meant. Blood and death, and yes." His thumb wiped tears from her cheek. "This is my world, and I will cover it in blood before I let it take you from me." And gosh help her, she believed him. Worse, she was starting to need him, too. Toyin couldn't stop shaking. They'd got to the tunnel, a cold, dark path under the building. Jae-hun's guys had cleared it, made it safe, but she could still see Tae-jin's face, still see the blood, still hear the gunshot in her ears. Jae-hun hadn't let go of her hand since the basement. His hold was tight, almost hurt, like he was scared she'd go away if he let go even a bit. "Safe house is 10 minutes away," one of his guys said in English. Jae-hun nodded, his jaw tight. He'd wiped most blood from his face, but she could still see bits at his hair, proof of what he'd done. The SUV waited at the tunnel end. He got her inside, got in next to her. and right away his arm around her shoulders, pulling her on his chest. "Breathe," he said soft. "Just breathe, Toyin." She'd been holding her breath. Her lungs hurt as she took air. "He was going to kill me." The words fell out. "He was going to kill our baby, and you I know." His hand touched her hair, steady and calming. "I know what I did. Does it bother you?" She pulled back to look at him. "Killing him?" "No, true, hard. He threatened you, pointed a gun at our child. He deserved worse than a quick death." She should have been shocked, but all she felt was weird, twisted relief that he'd been there. "I think I'm going to throw up." He grabbed a bag just in time. She threw up, her body finally getting the bad stuff. He held her hair back, said soft words in Korean that she didn't get, but felt. When she'd done, he gave her water, took care of her like she was special. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "Don't say sorry." His thumb touched her cheek. "You almost died tonight. You're allowed to break." The safe house was smaller than the top floor place. A new apartment in Gangnam with windows from floor to top and little furniture. Jae-hun's guys checked it twice before letting them in. "We're safe," the main guard said. "Outside is locked. Keep 2 guys on each door." Jae-hun ordered. "No one gets in." The guys left and suddenly they were alone. Quiet, pressed, like heavy. "You should shower," Jae-hun said soft. "There's a bedroom down the hall. Everything you need is there." She looked down. Her yellow dress was dirty, torn. There was blood on her hands. Taejin's blood. "Okay," she whispered. But her legs wouldn't move. "Toyin," he was in front of her, hands soft on her shoulders. "You're in shock. Let me help you." He led her to the bedroom, turned on the shower, put out towels and clothes, one of his t-shirts, soft pants. Then he started to go. "Wait." Her hand grabbed his wrist. "Don't go." His eyes looked in hers. "You want me to stay?" She nodded. "Okay." He sat on the bed edge. "I'm right here." The hot water helped, washed away the blood, the fear. But when she closed her eyes, she saw Taejin falling, saw Jae-hun's cold face. When she came out, in his clothes, hair wet, he was right where she left him. "Better?" he asked. "I don't know." She sat next to him. "I keep seeing it. It'll go away." His hand found hers after time. "Does it go away for you?" "Quiet." "No," he said at last. "But I've learned to live with it." She looked at their hands together. "How many people have you killed? Do you really want to know?" "Yes." He met her eyes enough that I stopped counting years ago. The truth should have scared her. Instead, it felt like trust. "I should hate you," she whispered. "You should." His thumb made circles on her hand. "Any smart person would, but I don't." The words felt like falling. "I don't hate you. I don't even fear you anymore. You should fear me." His voice was raw. "I'm a monster, Toyin." "No." She turned to face him. A monster would have let him shoot me. "You didn't wait. You just." Her voice broke. "You kept us safe. That doesn't make me good." "Maybe not." She held his face. "But it makes you mine." His breath stopped. "Say that again." "You're mine." The words felt right. "Just like I'm yours." What neither of them knew was that Mio had been watching the attack happen, and when Taejin failed, she decided to do it herself. In 48 hours, she'd make her move, and this time, there would be no way out. He kissed her. Then, desperate and taking and full of everything he couldn't say, she kissed him back, putting 3 weeks of want and fear and wild feelings into it. His hands went under the t-shirt she had, on her bare skin. Heat filled her body, want mixing with relief, mixing with a desperate need to feel alive. "Toyin," he breathed on her lips. "We should. You're in shock. I need you." She pulled him closer. "Please, I need to feel something besides fear." He looked in her eyes, and what he saw made his strong break. He lifted her, took her to the bed, put her down like she was something special. "Tell me if you want to stop," he whispered. "Anytime." She nodded, and then his mouth was on hers again, his hands soft but owning, and the world got small to just this, his weight above her, his heart pounding on hers, the way he said her name like a prayer. Later, she lay in his arms, her head on his chest, his hand guarding over her belly. "The wedding," she said soft. "Do you still want her more than ever?" His fingers went through her hair. "I want you mine by law. I want the world to know you're not to touch. I don't feel not to touch. You're the strongest person I know." He tilted her chin up. "You made it tonight. You're still here. Because of you." "No." His face was strong. "Because of you. I just made sure you had the chance." She wanted to believe him. "What happens now?" she asked with Mio. His jaw got tight. "Now I handle it for good." Meaning, I'm done playing defense." His eyes went cold. "She tried to kill you." That's saying war. Fear went through her. "Jae-hun, I won't lose you." His hand held her face. "I can't, so I'm going to do what it takes to make sure she can never threaten you again. Even if it starts a war, especially then." His thumb touched her cheek. "You're worth burning the whole world down for." The sure in his voice made her feel wanted, safe. His, "I'm not going anywhere," she promised. "Good." He kissed her head. "Because I'm never letting you go." They lay in quiet, danger still outside. "Sleep," he said, soft. "I'll watch. You need sleep, too." "I'll sleep when you're safe." She wanted to fight, but tired pulled her down. The drop from the rush, the bad, it all hit at once. Her last thought before sleep was that she'd meant what she said. She wasn't going anywhere, even if it killed her. Yelling woke her, Korean, fast, mad, from the living room. Jae-hun was gone, and fear went through her. She grabbed his shirt, put it on, and went quiet to the doorway. Jae-hun stood in the living room, phone on his ear, his face killer. His guys around him, all talking at once. "What's happening?" she asked. He turned, and the look on his face made her blood cold. "Mio," he said. "She's asking for a meeting tomorrow. Neutral spot." "Why?" "She wants to talk terms." His laugh was bitter. "Says she'll leave you alone if I agree to her stuff." Toyin's belly sank. "What stuff?" His jaw tight. "Marriage to her. A join of our groups." He looked at her, pain in his eyes. "She wants me to pick you or peace." The world shifted. "What are you going to do?" she whispered. He crossed the room, pulled her in his arms, held her tight. "I'm going to that meeting," he said in her hair, "and I'm going to end this for good." "How?" He pulled back, and the cold thinking in his eyes was both scary and good. "By making her think I'm giving her just what she wants." His smile was sharp like a knife, and then taking everything from her. Toyon looked at his face. "Getting it? A trap, he said. "She thinks she has power. She thinks I'll give you up to stop war." His hand held her face. "She's about to learn she's wrong. This is dangerous. Everything about us is dangerous." He kissed her head. "But I'd rather die fighting for you than live without you." And even with the fear in her blood, even with the total crazy of everything, Toyin got something. She trusted him fully to keep her safe, to fight for her, to burn the world if needed. "Then let's end this," she said. His eyes burned with strong pride. Together. Tomorrow they'd face Mio. Tomorrow the war would start. But tonight they had each other, and that would have to be enough. The meeting was set for noon at a fancy hotel in Gangnam. Neutral place, Mio had said. Public enough to stop fighting. Private enough for talking, or so she thought. Toyin stood in front of the mirror in the safe house bedroom, fixing the old Korean hanbok Jae-hun had brought her. Deep blue silk with gold work, the colors of his group. "A say, a claim. You don't have to come," Jae-hun said from the doorway. He was in a black suit, his tattoos hidden, except for the dragons up his neck. He looked every bit the dangerous guy he was. "Yes, I do. She turned to face him. She wants to see me broken, scared. I'm going to show her I'm not. Pride showed on his face. He crossed the room, hands on her waist. You're amazing, he said soft. Scary and amazing. I learned from the best. She fixed his tie, her hands steady, even with the fear in her belly. Tell me the plan again. I go in first. Agree to her terms in front of people she's got. She thinks she won. His jaw tight. But what she doesn't know is that her dad will be there. I've already shown him proof of what she's done. The killings, the attacks, the money she's been taking from their group. Will he believe you? He already does. He's been looking for a way to take her out of power. She's become a problem. His thumb along her cheek. When I walk away from our deal, he'll handle her from inside. No war, no blood, except hers. Except hers. No, sorry, in his voice. She tried to kill you. Tried to kill our baby. This is kindness compared to what I want to do to her. Toyon looked in his eyes, dark, deadly, but soft when on her. And if something goes wrong, then you run. He put something in her hand. A phone. This has one number in it. My security head. You press the button. He gets you out. No questions, no waiting. I'm not leaving you. Yes, you are. His voice was steel. If this goes bad, if Mio's dad doesn't do it, if she tries anything, you run. You keep our baby safe. You live. His forehead on hers. Promise me. She wanted to fight, wanted to say they'd live together or not, but the desperate fear in his eyes stopped her. I promise, she whispered. That's my girl. He kissed her soft, hurting, tender. When this is over, we're getting married tomorrow. No more waiting. Tomorrow, she agreed. And then we live. His hand found her belly. We raise our baby. We build something good out of all this dark. His smile was small but real. Maybe even be happy. Maybe even be happy, she said back. What Toyin didn't know was that Mio had no plan to talk. The meeting was a trap. One last try to get rid of her enemy. And in 10 minutes, Toyin would have to make a hard choice. Trust Jae-hun's plan or save herself. The hotel was pretty, all stolen gold with glass lights that made rainbow light everywhere. Jae-hun's guys beside them as they went in, and Toyon felt every eye in the front room watching them. Mio waited in a private eating room on the top floor. She sat at the end of a long table dressed in white, like mocking a bride. Her dad sat to her right, an older guy with cold eyes and a tougher face. Jae-hun, Mio said, sweet, standing. Then her eyes went to Toyun, and pure hate showed on her face. I said this was private. She stays. Jae-hun's hand found Toyun's lower back. She's part of this. She's the problem. Mio's smile was sharp like a knife. But I guess it's right. She should see what she's losing. Enough. Mio's dad spoke first time, his voice heavy with power. Sit, both of you. Let's talk terms. They sat, Jae-hun and Toyin on one side, Mio and her dad on the other. The table felt like a fight place. The terms are simple, Mio said. Marriage between Jae-hun and me, a join of our groups, and the foreign woman, she said it like bad, goes away. Goes away, Toyin said again, her voice steady even with her fast heart. You mean dies? I mean not matter. Mio's smile got bigger. We'll send you back to America, give you money. You can raise the kid out of marriage somewhere far. No. Jae-hun's voice was cold. That's not happening. Then we have nothing to talk. Mio leaned back. I was hoping you'd be smart. For peace. For the sake of what? Her dad's voice cut in. Power you've used bad. Money you've taken. Lives you've taken without okay. Mio's face changed just a second. Fear Appa. What are you? I know everything. He took out a folder, the same one Jae-hun had made. The killings, the taking money, the attacks, without okay on friend groups. He hit it on the table. You've shamed our family, put in danger everything we've made. Those are lies. They're facts. Jae-hun's voice was calm, deadly. Money papers, camera video, words from your own people. He looked at her dad. I gave you the proof 2 days ago as promised. Getting it crashed through Toyun. This was the plan. This was always the plan. Mio's face went white, then red with mad. You, she jumped across the table, but her dad's hand caught her wrist. Enough, he said. You're done. Starting now, you're out of all group work. You'll go home. You'll stay there, and you'll hope I send away as enough hurt. You can't. Mio's voice broke. You can't do this. I'm your daughter. You were my daughter. His face was stone. Now, you're just a problem I'm stopping. Security came. His guys, not hers. They stood by Mio. She looked at Jae-hun, and the hate in her eyes was alive. This isn't over. Yes, it is. Jae-hun stood, pulling Toyeon up with him. Touch her again. Even think about touching her, and your dad won't be able to keep you safe from me. I don't need keeping from you. But her voice shook. I need to accept you lost. Toyeon spoke first time since sitting, her voice stronger than she felt. You tried to take everything from me. My life, my baby, my future, and you failed. She stepped closer, and Mio flinched. He picked me, not because he had to, because he wanted to, and no threats or hurt or tricks will ever change that. Mio's perfect face broke, tears went down her cheeks. Mad and shame and loss. Take her dad said quiet. The guys took her out, and her cries went down the hall. When the door closed, Mio's dad looked at Jae-hun. The team between our families is over. I get it. But he looked at Toyeon, something like respect in his eyes. I have no fight with you yourself. What my daughter did was her shame, not yours. You kept what was yours. I can respect that. Thank you. Raise your child well. He stood, bowed a bit, and congrats on your marriage. Then he was gone, and they were alone. Quiet. Is it over? Toyeon whispered. Is it really over? Jae-hun pulled her in his arms, held her so tight she could barely breathe. It's over. She can't touch you. No one can touch you. She felt tears coming. Relief, tired, joy, all at once. We're safe. We're safe, he said. We're free. She pulled back to look at him, and the feeling in his eyes almost wrecked her. Say it, she whispered. Please, I need to hear you say it. He held her face, thumbs wiping her tears. I love you. I've loved you since the moment you bumped into me. I'll love you until the day I die. You and our baby. You're my whole world. I love you too. The words felt like free, like home. So much it scares me good. His smile was great. Because I'm never letting you go. He kissed her then, soft and sweet, and full of promises. And Toyeon kissed him back, putting everything she felt into it. All the fear and hope and impossible love. When they finally pulled apart, he was smiling. A real true smile that changed his whole face. Tomorrow, he said. We get married tomorrow. Tomorrow, she agreed. And then we start our life together. His hand found her belly. The three of us, she said back. Toyeon stood in the baby room, holding their son Demir. They'd named him. Peace has come in you. It felt right. Jae-hun showed in the doorway, still in his suit from work. But when he saw them, his whole face got soft. How is he asked quiet. Perfect. She looked down at their sleeping baby, his dad's dark hair, her brown skin, a nice mix of both their worlds. Absolutely perfect. Jae-hun crossed the room, wrapped his arms around both of them, his family, his whole world. I never thought I could have this, he said soft. Peace, love, a family. Neither did I. Toyeon leaned back on his chest. But here we are. He kissed the top of her head. My wife, my son, my life. Outside, souls shined. The city that had once been strange and scary now felt like home. The top-floor place they'd moved back to felt safe. The future they'd once doubted now stretched before them, full of chance. They'd made it through the dark, and on the other side, they'd found each other, found love, found home, and that was worth everything. If Toyeon and Jae-hun's trip from strangers to perfect matches had you not breathing, hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me your favorite part. Was it the roof date, the basement fight, that final I love you? And subscribe because their story might be over, but I have so many more scary romances waiting for